Hello guys, and welcome back to Joe's Ventures. So today, as you can imagine, it's another month, so we get another dev diary for Prehistoric Kingdom, and this is for February 2026, but I'm actually really excited to get stuck into this one. We've got a cool new dinosaur that is showing off, an old classic, and some other really cool new features that I'm really excited to get stuck into. So yeah, it is going to be a shorter one today, but we're still going to have a really good look. So, let's start off today. Welcome to February Development Diary. With this being our first month back working on PK, the team continues implementing the new management features discussed in January's Dev Diary. Since we don't want to repeat ourselves and show off the same content, this month's post will instead only be a focus on the new things and will be a bit shorter result, which is perfectly fine. They don't all need to be huge. So, state of development. So, through February, we've been able to squeeze in a number of bug fixes, optimizations, and resolve the trippy water that could be seen on the side of the amphibious vivariums. This fix came just in time for our animators to add some new aquatic movement spots for the Titanoboa. So I gotta say, I love this Titanoboa. It's very, very cool. That was one of the coolest things, like, when I heard it was coming out. That's amazing. We can see it sitting there. Really, really cool. And we've also got a little video of it, so let's have a watch. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That is so cool. I love that. I love to see a big Titanoboa because I was really hoping we'd get a snake, and Titanoboa is, the perfect one for that. And I can't wait. I'm actually kind of considering doing, when we get this full animal full done, I want to do like a vivarium build or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. But still awesome to finally get it swimming around. Because again, Titanoboa was originally kind of hypothesized to be kind of like a giant anaconda, um, or a green anaconda. It would have been, semi-aquatic, and there's a lot of evidence suggests it was a predominant fish eater as well. So making it aquatic makes a lot of sense, and having it on land too deserves some bits there. But yeah, really, really awesome. All right, so moving on from Titanoboa, we've got touching on some management features. We've extended the upcoming resource usage view to show any active transfers in the park. After selecting a resource type from the drop-down, e.g. meat plants, floating arrows with an icon will appear to show where staff are delivering to and how much they are taking. So let's have a look there. There you go. So that's about working. So you can see that kind of, shows where the staff member is and where they're taking it. Brilliant. Okay, so that's what it looks like there. So with a few of these management tasks now almost complete, the programming team's been focused on entirely planning and preparing the code base for animal combat over the last week or so. So we've been like that. Having now sorted our species into prey, predators, and scavengers, we're looking forward to realizing the potential behaviors that stems from these niches. The next 4 or so months will be a long process filled with trials, errors, and a lot of animation, but we'll have more combat news to share with you starting in March's Dev Diary. So I'm sure you guys are going to be very excited to see that. I know that's one of the big things a lot of people want, dinosaur combat. I can just imagine once PK's fully released, Gaming Beaver and them, they'll do battle royales and stuff like that. That's often a really big thing about dino games people like. I know this is probably going to be a lot more naturalistic, but I'm still, it's cool to see that kind of thing coming. And remember, it is a zoo game at the end of the day. If you're actually going to be playing the game properly, you probably won't see it very often, unless it's like territorial displays and stuff like that. But for people that want that, it's cool that they've got it. All right, so updates. 17, Stegosaurus. So the model for everyone's favorite dino turtle has been completed. Meet our two species of Stegosaurus, Stenops and Ungulatus. So this is Stenops. This is the typical one, like Sophie. Um, You can see that long neck there, really beautiful. Screams Lost World. They've done a really awesome job, and the plate design is just wild. It almost looks like a pine cone, and it gives it like this weird 3D effect. I think they did a really good job with that. I think that looked quite good. It definitely came out a lot better on the model than it did on the art, but it still came out really well. I think it looks really nice. The scale detail, as always, is just amazing. So this is Stenops. That's your kind of your typical species. And your Ungulatus, which is a little bit bigger and has much wider plates, as you can see, especially around here. Very similar, old species still, but very similar. And, everyone's been calling this the Godzilla skin. Because, it very superficially resembles Godzilla, when he's charging up to shoot off his atomic breath. I think it was really cool. But we carry on. When looking at each species from side to side, it becomes clear that the two are quite distinct. Ungulatus is not only larger, but it has raised hips, a sloped back, taller plates, and a longer face. It's definitely got more of the classic 90 vibes. So yeah, this looks like it's mostly based off Sophie, which is, this is still going to be adult animal. Sophie's not an adult, but you can see it's got that little bit longer neck and more kind of longer body. These guys are, taller, bigger plates. They look more stereotypically like what most people think of Stegosaurus in the 90s. So it's kind of a best of both worlds, because it's obviously a different species by the looks of it. And yeah, it looks really, really nice. You get those classic 90 vibes, much taller. But I think it looks really, really nice. It's really cool to see that, and they definitely look different. So to make sure our model was faithful to this current science, while still retaining the PK style, we worked with paleontologist Matt Dempsey. You probably recognize him from a lot of those models, and he does a lot of models of dinosaurs, but also does like anatomy things, so like muscles and stuff. So that's him. Who was able to provide us with a wealth of feedback and insight onto the Stegosaurs, into a Stegosaur's anatomy. Thank you for your help, Matt. So you can see that's very much, very accurate to what we know. And the PK style, they say keep it the PK style, but it is pretty much accurate. That's kind of the PK style. And they have some few funky things that they want to do here and there, but that's just speculation. That's not necessarily wrong. But yeah, really, really cool. Like that, and then this is a really nice picture like that with the Stegosaurus. So there's probably male and females a little bit more drab. That literally just looks like something out of the Lost World, Jurassic Park. Really, really awesome. And internally, the team named the first Ungulatus skin after a certain kaiju, thanks to its grey body and blue radioactive patterns on the male. So you can see that's obviously where they get the Godzilla one from. Let's hope the guys are a bit kinder to Tokyo. But yeah, that looks so amazing. I really love them. Radioactive plates, of course, Call it, give it like a really, yes, radioactive. I think give it a little bit more clever name. I think that'd be quite fun. But after such a long absence, the team couldn't be more thrilled to finally bring this dinosaur to the game. To celebrate its arrival, we've put together a short video highlighting their animations, and early sound design tests. Oh. That's awesome. I gotta say, that is so awesome. I love the guttural growls and stuff like that from it, and also love the animation. It looks very, just like a large herbivore, very elephant-like superficially. Very cool. And of course, we've got to have a look at the little babies. So once we have them fully intervented, we'll be showing off the seamless growth in the next dev diary. Until then, have an early look at the Stego baby without proper coloration or sculpt. So how cute are these little baby Stegos? They are absolutely adorable. You can see they've got a little everything. And eventually, they'll grow up to be big like mum and dad. Very, very cute. How can you not love that little baby Stegosaurus? Absolutely adorable. So next up, we've got scrubland foliage. So help flesh out the game's Cenozoic landscaping options. We'll be adding new plants to the scrubland and wetland biomes in 17 and 18 respectively. As you might guess, this first batch aims to drastically improve the variety of the scrubland biome and actually make it, well, a scrubland. This next update will introduce 28 variants across 4 new species in the game, those being lavender, citrus, false expansor grass, and the juniper bush. So you can see some more variations there. That's lavender, the crypsis, so you can see the flowers in there as well, and some of the dry ones. So it really looks very scrubland-like. False expansor grass, looks like something, fits, well, you could obviously put these in wetlands as well. It looks really, really nice. And you got the juniper bush, or an actual type of tree there. That's really cool. To sweeten the deal, though, as well. No, but wait, there's more. To sweeten the deal, we're also revisiting the Italian strawflower and Sabal palmento to make them much more faithful to their real-world counterparts. We've tried to capture varying levels of growth, coloration, and even include the shaggy or clustered variants of the palmento. There are a lot more variety here overall, getting a total of 46 new plants assets coming to update 17, which is the second to last update actually. So look at all that going on there. Looks really, really cool. And then we've got San Palmento, so you can see it's got the straw ones, but then a couple coming out like that. So really fits. Looks quite nice. But that's not all. When the game fully releases next year, there'll be even more foliage for not just scrubland, but a few other biomes too. Notable additions will include the highly requested cherry blossom, agave, eelgrass, stone pine, and a curry pine. It'll truly be plant kingdom, or botanical kingdom, I think we should call it. Botanical kingdom. Honestly, I'd actually quite enjoy if someone made a paleo botanical garden or something. I think that would be quite cool in the future. And you wouldn't need to make enclosures, of course, but you can just make it like a botanical garden. That would be really fun. But anyway, next up we have got, oh, that's such a cool enclosure. So this is by Hex MSMB. This looks like something very much you'd find like an Indian rhino enclosure. You got a little thing there for your Ankies. That's very, very cute. I do quite like that. Looks very, as I mentioned, all these bollards, to keep them off the plants. Very stereotypical for a Indian rhino or a elephant enclosure, something like that. But Incognito, I really like this one here. You can see they've made great use of the vivariums and created something really interesting, so they can climb in through there and do all that. So that's really cool. And monorail up there, very, very cool. And then we've got, who's this? Just JSP Reds. So this is a iguanodon by the looks of it. I love the design of the iguanodon. It looks really, really nice. I love how gnarly and weird it looks. And you've got a little herd going through. This looks like straight out of the Mesozoic. Really, really cool. So yeah. So thank you for reading February's Dev Diary. We hope you enjoyed a close look at Stegosaurus, and are looking forward to reveal our new roster of scrubland plants coming to update 17. We'll be back next month with news on combat, stego ontogeny, and more. So yeah, really, really cool little one today. Obviously not as big as last week's, but this one is definitely still worth talking about, because there's some cool things. The Titanoboa one's really cool. Stegosaurus, nice to finally see the Stegosaurus revealed, and we've also got some really cool plants coming as well. So yeah, I think this is a great place to end the video, so I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Always click that little bell icon to get notified below anything. See if you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and bye-bye.